Probably the codec I'm using. Well, basically, this is review corner. Is that we take a game and we look at its history, look at, in my personal opinion, what I think of this game. So, Pokemon Blue. Everyone knows the story about the young trainer named Red. Well, in this case, I named him Bobby because of my playthrough. But Red journeys all around the Kanto region, trying to take down all 8 gyms, as well as defeat the Elite Four, and along the way defeat an evil organization bent on ruling the world. But there is more to this game. But there are lots of things to this game. Basically, this game was released back. This was the first game Game Freak released back in 1996 in Japan, but released in 1998 in the US. And as such, this is my first game that I played of the Pokemon series back in 2002. Now, let's focus on the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty basic, turn-based, typical art Pokemon stuff. But but the thing is, this is that Pokemon at its most basic form. There's no abilities, no characteristics. Everything is bare bones. It's basically turn-based battle format. It's not bad. It's actually pretty fun, like looking back at all the original 150 Pokemon, this controller is really finicky. I wanted to grab my other controller, but I don't have it with me. But yeah, that's basically all. But that's basically the point of this game, is getting all of the Pokemon, hopefully catching them all, and gaining basically bragging rights at that point. But most of the people just focus on the story, as did I. Now, the story, there isn't really no story. It's just basically that you're a 10-year-old kid leaving, allegedly 10, leaving to become a Pokemon master and taking on many challenges along the way. But my gripe about this game is it is very, as being the first game, it was very, it have many flaws and many bugs. Like, for instance, Super Repel, you can use it infinitely, even though you just used it. That's one of the things that, of course, noting that it will be fixed in later games, which was approved upon. I'll talk more about that along the side of future games. But also, trainers are horrible. If you fight an enemy trainer, they never run out of PP, while you struggle to stay alive. Because if you manage to catch, like if you manage to fight a trainer or you manage to fight a trainer or fight a Pokemon, and you're struggling to get through, they can annihilate your team. Also, attack moves are really bugged. Being frozen, the only way you could thaw out is being hit by a fire move. Being paralyzed. If your Pokemon fall asleep, it takes a turn to wake up. As well as many other flaws and bugs that I can't fully remember right now. But aside from that, this was the first step in basically what became a legacy. Here was a game where when I was playing this was the closest thing to the anime, more other than Pokemon Yellow, officially. But here you were, finally able to go with your Game Boy Color and play this game at the heart of your content. So, we talked about gameplay, don't worry, future episodes will be more profound than this. But, where were we? Anyways, so what do I give this? As such, this game, as I think I did mention about also I mentioned that this game is breakable. As most people know about the old man glitch and missing no. If you don't know that, YouTube it. I'm not gonna go into full detail here. But if you manage to, but basically, if you know about the glitch, it's basically a way to exploit and make this game run super fast. Also, walking through walls, as I don't have right now. I could do it, but I'm not going to. This game was very breakable. and exploitable. But for what it was worth, this was basically one of the greatest games at the time. And as I mentioned before, further generations have improved upon it, fixed certain issues, and made the game more playable. So, as most people have given this a 7 or 8, maybe a 9, I would give this more of a 7 or a 6. Don't get me wrong, I still love this game. This game was basically my childhood, but looking back at it, playing it again after years later, you start to see some of its flaws. Everyone, because again, oh yeah, I didn't mention about the design of Pokemon. Uh, stupid. I didn't even talk about the design of Pokemon. The Pokemon designs, as most Gen 1ers know, as I said, the sprites are very basic, but Pokemon sprites were pretty cool. I actually enjoy a few of these. Oh yeah, right. My Pokemon are kind of odd. This is a randomized version of the game, but as you can see, like some of my Pokemon are kind of amazing in its own way. But as I said, I'll give this game a 6 out of 10. It's still fun to play after all these years. It's the first game. It's great for someone to start it's kind of a great game, not to start with, but for those who want to go back into nostalgia. If you want to start over it, start from the beginning, I'd rather you play Fire Red and Leaf Green. Fire Red and Leaf Green is the enhanced version of this game. Although it ruined the aspect of the game by focusing more on legendaries like all of the other games later on, it fixed most of the bugs that this game has had and gave more depth and more variety thanks to the addition of 2 generations. So, with that in mind, that is Review Corner. Please tune again next time. As always, if you enjoy the series, make sure to click on the like button, subscribe, and comment below on what games you want me to try to play and review. Thank you for your time, and good night.